How much are you gonna charge for that set of nails? How much would you charge if you could do that set of nails? Well, we're gonna show you how to do it, what products to use. We're also gonna tell you what this person charged and our recommendation of what you should charge. First, we must close door, find out exactly how to do this set. Let's have a conversation with Tracey Ryerson. She's going to take us through this set. Tracey.
Yes.
Talk to us about the set of nails. What products are you gonna use?
These nails are, wow. I actually was looking at them going, I was counting how many items are in this nail.
Yeah.
And it's insane.
There's a lot.
There's a lot, but the result is amazing. And that's how you get that dimensional look. So
and
we are going to use a lot of product.
Yeah, I can see that on the table. Is that everything that you're gonna use there?
Yeah.
That's a lot of product. Now, it's not exactly what Melissa used, correct?
No, because I'm having to guess a little bit. I'm guessing a little bit on what she used. I know she used a lot of product, and I'm just going off the colors.
Yeah.
So we get a lot of this when people come into the salon.
Yeah.
Like I found this on Pinterest.
Right.
You have no idea what the person used.
Right.
So
right.
I'm gonna take my twist to Melissa's amazing nails.
Yeah.
So what we're gonna get started with is just bringing in the products that we're gonna use. So if you're in salon, you gotta bring out everything that you're gonna be using on the client. So our first is base. Gotta use base, that's our foundation to make sure everything sticks. We're gonna be using clear Sculptor to extend, to give ourselves length. And then we're going to, this is a Melissa's secret. A lot of people don't realize, I didn't double check, but Melissa uses Build Pink to cap in instead of Build. Build Pink is a sheer pink. It's almost clear, but it gives it just this really cool kind of dimension or a sheer pink color over the top. It's really nice.
Interesting. So that's gonna like give a little bit of a different reflective property.
It really is, yeah.
Very
so
cool.
it's a Melissa secret. Don't tell anybody. Then of course we're going to get into what is going to be encapsulated into the nail. So the nail that we're going to focus on is this beautiful bejeweled nail that Melissa did. And again, we're just gonna kind of do our best guess on what she used. So the first thing that I'm seeing is the gold. So there's two golds that I know she loves, and that's gonna be Shimmering Sand, which is my favorite, and dark gold. Again, both golds, but it's gonna give it a little different look and a little different reflection.
Cool.
So we're gonna use both of those. I see a little green. I'm gonna bring emerald green glitter in for that. I see a little purple. I'm gonna bring purple glitter in for that.
Dude, seriously, I don't know how you see.
I see it, man. Again, with the gold, I see some foil, so we're gonna bring in our gold foil for that. And then for these really cool, like, iridescent, reflective.
Right.
That I'm guessing is Mylars. So I'm gonna go with raspberry because I see some pink in there. I see some blueberry in there. And just for good measure, we're gonna throw some lime.
Oh my God.
Right? And then, I know this about Melissa. I know that there's crushed pearl in this nail. So we are definitely putting some crushed pearl in there.
Nice.
Kitchen sink, yo.
Everything. Freaking kitchen sink
yes,
is going
yes.
And I see you got a little top coat obviously hanging out.
We gotta use this, man.
Of course.
We gotta use this. So this is a trick that I like to do. A lot of mentors do it too. I'm not going to start with base. I'm going to start with extending my free edge with clear Sculptor. I'm gonna start with the clear Sculptor. I'm gonna explain why I like to do this. We're going to first, before I explain, just give ourselves a good little amount on our brush. So we don't want to go too thick. That way we don't file through our dimension. So we're going to just go ahead and put that on our free edge. Gel can be very tricky to sculpt because you can't see it. It's not like working with a color acrylic or a colored gel. So what I always say is you see the reflection from it. Wherever you see light reflecting, you have gel. So we're going to bring that out into our shape. Make sure it's nice and secured to the sidewall all the way up. Bring it down. I'm gonna grab a little bit more. Start in the center again. And we're gonna go up, secure that to our side. Bring it straight down. Again, remember, you're not getting your strength with this. You're just creating yourself a guide. I'm gonna take a nail wipe. Just gonna wipe off the excess. And then I'm just gonna come up my sides and shape it out just a little bit. As you know, I don't get too concerned about this. We're just gonna shape it a little bit. And we're gonna set this for about 10 seconds in the LED light. So really it only takes about 10 seconds to cure this, but what I would be doing is I would just be doing the other hand. As soon as I'm done with the other hand, I'm ready to rock on this hand again. And now we're gonna go into our base. Now I know what some of you are saying. The fact that why wouldn't you base first? That's what you've been taught, right? The reason I like to base second is because I only secured that clear sculptor to just the front edge of this natural nail. So just right along here on the front edge. So we're really not touching the natural nail much. Now I'm gonna secure everything, give myself a nice foundation with the base. And what that's going to do is it's gonna secure the free edge. So if you've ever been working with gels and get extremely frustrated, because when you go to remove the form, it can tend to break. Now I've given myself a foundation over that sculpted tip so it won't break when I try to remove the form.
What's the difference between why wouldn't you just extend out with the base versus the clear sculptor? Like, why not just use the base, extend it, cure it, then go on to the natural nail with the base again?
It's a really good question. If I was just demoing this one now, I probably would have just done it with base.
Okay.
The reason I do it with clear sculptor when I'm doing a whole hand is clear sculptor doesn't move.
Ah, so that way
I can sculpt.
Right, multiple fingers,
nails.
It's not going to move in place, and that totally makes sense.
If I try to do that with base, it's going to be moving down that form, and it's going to be a nightmare. Cool. So even though we were doing one nail, I wanted to do it like I would do a full set.
Perfect.
Okay, let's cure this out. Base takes about 20 seconds to cure out. We're just going to cure it out for the 30 seconds. We'd be working on the other hand. Some forms could be a little scary to remove at this point, but you have to remove it. The gel needs to cure from the bottom and the bottom and the top, so we have to remove that form so we know we get a full cure. So what I like to use is a painter's knife.
So you get in those edges, you can get underneath.
Yeah, so I'm gonna actually flip it upside down, and that makes it very bendy. And I can turn the nail, I can push away. I can do it on the other side. Possibly, if I could see where we're doing. And there we go. Now here is a little trade secret. Sharing secrets today. If I was removing this form and I went, oh crud, it's starting to break, like let's say it started to crack right here, the nail doesn't have to be redone. This is just a guide. There's absolutely no strength to what I've done. I could actually secure the form again, hit it with a little base, cure it, and we're good to go. Okay, so don't worry if you do. Okay, we have our guide that we'll be using. So what I see in this nail, I see mostly gold. So I'm gonna go ahead and start with the golds. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this cheap little makeup brush that I have, and we're gonna start layering them in. Okay, so I'm gonna start with some Shimmering Sand. And what we're gonna do, you can see, is basically I just tap the jar, and I'm just gonna tap it in random spots on the nail. Not gonna overthink it. And remember, every single nail that I do that's like this is gonna be different. It'll all look the same because the same colors are in it.
Are you grabbing different colors?
I'm grabbed dark gold just now, sorry. Hope he was keeping me in check.
You check.
You check. Okay, so I kind of have my first little layer. We have the Shimmering Sand, we have the dark gold, and what I'm doing in between is I'm just wiping the makeup brush off on my pants.
She's literally doing that, by the way.
that I wouldn't recommend. Okay, so we have kind of our foundation layer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of dust their skin off. We have that sticky layer. I'm going to go ahead and put another layer of either we can go base again or we can go build. I think I'll go base. I like to do base because I can do it really thin and do the layers and keep on adding. Again, just a nice thin layer. We're just kind of encapsulating what we've already done. This is important when you're doing dimensional nails. You got to do it in layers so it gives it the dimension.
So it's like a little 3D almost, like there's depth in
There's
the nail.
depth. I mean, you can already start to see just by putting that layer on that you're starting to get depth. So just imagine as we start layering the glitters. Okay, let's cure this out. So literally, this would take about 5 seconds to set up the way I need it. I just need it to freeze. But again, you would do your layers, put it on the whole hand, put it in the light, work on the other hand. So you're never, this can seem like a lot of steps. Gel always seems like a lot of steps, but you're always in motion. So it's not costing you any more time than doing gel versus acrylic. And I think we're gonna start with the gold foil this time. So we're gonna bring that in. And we're just gonna pick up different foils. Look, I have some on my fingers we can use. We're just placing it in random spots. And here we can also take either the brush or an orange wood stick, and if you want to break up the pieces, you can do that. Let's say you get one piece that you just is too big and you don't like it, just move it around. Slice it up. Okay? Let's go ahead and add some more of the glitter. So let's do a little of the purple and the green. Just get our touches of that.
How many layers will you end up actually doing?
There'll probably be 1 to 2 more.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just curious. Super cool.
Asking for a friend.
Yes.
Again, she just had those touches. So this, I'm gonna stop right here. We're gonna go ahead and do our next layer of base. Okay, now here it's going to be a little bit different because we're not actually going to cure out this base because we're gonna set Mylar in it. So we're gonna get that layer of base and then we're gonna put the Mylar in the wet gel.
Interesting.
And we're just gonna put a nice thin coat. And I recommend if you're working out of the pot with your gels, I always had gel that I used for glitter and I had another one for pink and whites and all that stuff, or you just end up with this kind of nightmare.
Right.
I've wiped my gel brush off, but it still has a little tack to it, so it's gonna help me pick up the Mylar pieces and set it to the nail. So let's grab, and I try to kind of pick out the flatter pieces. It just makes your life a little more easy. However, if there's some pieces sticking up, you still have to file the top, so it really doesn't matter. You can start to see that reflection, that jewel look that we're going for. You can kind of layer them on top of each other. And you can see why every single nail is going to be different, because you would absolutely drive yourself crazy to try to figure out what you did on every single nail to make them look exactly the same.
There's no way. And
Yeah.
plus, you want that's part of the art, right?
It is, and what will happen is it'll look like you tried and you failed. So
yeah, you want it like it has an artistic vibe. They're all different. Like you don't want them all the same.
right. You can use kind of just the back of your brush sometimes when you need to push it down. And I want a little more pink reflection. So we're just gonna pick up some more pink. I think I'm pretty happy with it. What do you think, people?
Wow, that's crazy looking.
Now remember, these freezes are like 5-10 seconds a piece. I'm putting them on 30 just to kind of time it out. But where gel can get overwhelming is some people think you have to cure everything for a full minute, base a full minute, one layer a full minute, the next layer a full minute, and you'll never go back to doing gels. All I want to do is get the product to stop moving, and then when I do my final top build pink to get all the structure, I'm going to cure that out for a full minute, and that's what we make sure is completely cured. Again, we have that sticky layer from the base, so we're just going to go right into that. I'm not gonna go crazy with it. I just want that little sparkle of it. You can see it kind of really starts giving that reflection. Push it in. God, that nail's kind of hard to look at. It's so blingy.
That thing is blinging.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Okay. So we have everything that we're gonna put in this now, so now we're gonna cap it. But what I wanna show you, things tend to look a little thicker on camera, but is you can definitely see how we have no structure to this now. So this is by doing this is what's really gonna give us that dimensional look, because it's gonna be so encased in that build pink, it's gonna look wicked.
Pop.
Yeah. Okay, so let's get our strength. We're just gonna get a good amount of build pink. And this nail is long, so we're probably going to do 2 layers of build pink. Build pink is a little more self-leveling than the others, like concealer pink. So I like to do it maybe in 2 layers, that way it doesn't run anywhere. So we're just building it up, getting a good amount, making sure everything's encased correctly. Definitely going to be looking at this nail from the side point of view, because especially with the bling and being gel, if we look at the top, it's really going to look, it's going to throw our perception off. So we have to look at it from the side point of view to decide where we need the product. Again, if there's Mylar pieces sticking up at this point, it doesn't matter. We got a file. If anyone tells you that you shouldn't have to file gels, they probably have bumpy gels. We're gonna cure it out. Now this is on the trainer hand, so I'm not too worried about it. But if this was a client, I would have reduced the power by half. That way they're not gonna feel the burn. I just leave it like that for about 20 seconds and then we can turn it back on to full power. Just takes the sting out of nails. Not bad for our first application, but you can see because this nail is so long, we definitely need more structure through here. That way our client doesn't break their nails. So this is why we have to look at the nail from the side. Again, I'm taking a look at the side of the nail while I'm doing it, and just filling in that spot that I was showing you. Making sure we have a nice little upper arch. Enough strength. Coming all the way out to the tip. And I think we're good. And we're gonna cure it out for that 1 minute. Grab our swipe, take off that sticky layer, and get to filing. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish filing it, and then I'm gonna put the stain resistant top coat on it, and we'll show you the end result.
Okay, we got our nail. This nail is completely insane in my opinion. Now for the moment of truth. Tracey, how freaking much?
$175.
$175.
Yes.
You talked to Mel.
I did talk to Mel, and you know what? Her pricing's right there with what I would charge. First, they're very long. Second, it's a custom shape.
Right.
Third, it has 20 million different products in it that you had to purchase.
Correct. And you're gonna upcharge for each one, right?
I charge $5 per glitter,
Right.
$5 per Mylar. Mel actually charges an additional $10 just to say you got the dimensional look.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And I know that some people are out there like going out there, it's just like, no, that's not what she charges. I've seen it. I've been in her salon. I know what she charges. I know what she charges me when I go in. There is no friends discount, which I love about her because there shouldn't be. You have to break it down in time. This is gonna take longer because it's a longer nail, it's the custom shape, it's the dimension. So you're I would say about an hour and a half for me. So why would I charge them what I charge for an hour service? I'm doing more work, I'm bringing in more product. So you have to get paid. And for the ones that are out there thinking, I would never pay that, you think that until you wear it. So what I want to break down also for you is this. I could use this nail for a couple months and do different art things off of it. So yes, the first initial cost is $175. But the next time you come in, I might be doing something on top of it that's just like $65 and another $65 and just changing it up, just making tiny changes. So this is gonna act as a base for at least 2 months.
You heard it right here. You're gonna charge $175. Great point, Trace. I love that. It's basically, that's gonna last you a couple months. You're gonna build upon it, but I'm telling you, it is worth it. That damn nail is ridiculous. Until next time, how much?